Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. Age of Triumph was released yesterday and now we have all new reasons to go out and shoot aliens in the face. And with the update we have the brand new concept of weekly rituals, a way for you to focus your progress. So in this video we'll go ahead and take a look at those weekly rituals and a few picks from my favorite weapons available in the tower. Taking a look at the weekly rituals from left to right, we start with the weekly Crucible playlist. The focus this week is with combined arms. And of course this does not pair well with the Crucible bounties this week, which are for supremacy and control. And remember now we have the truncated Crucible director screen, which has the first node trading between Control and Clash, the second one between Rift and Supremacy, the third one between Elimination and Trials of Osiris on weekends of course, the fourth one between Skirmish and Salvage, and the final node that will rotate between Rumble and Rumble Supremacy on a weekly basis. Next up in the weekly rituals, we have the new weekly story playlist. This is a way for you to knock out the entire week's worth of story missions and earn all of your marks for that week in one single sitting. But of course, that's not the only thing. These are actually curated playlists with specific themes. On top of that, they also have modifiers. This week's modifiers are Specialist and Juggler. Have fun with that. Moving on to the Siva Crisis Heroic playlist, this week we have Arcburn, Specialist, and Juggler. I just got my brand new Fang of Irute Adept, so I'm gonna have a lot of fun here. Moving on to the weekly Nightfall, this week we have the Nexus, and the burns are Rainbow Burns. We have Arc Burn, Solar Burn, Void Burn, and then we have Ironclad and the new modifier Daybreak, which is of course a combination of Mayhem and Epic. This is also going to be super fun as I did just get rainbow weapons from Crota's End. I have the Abyss Defiant Adept, Swordbreaker, and Song of Irute, so I can't wait to jump in and test these weapons out. Next up we have Challenge of the Elders, and for the sake of completion, here it is. We've got Chaff and Melee Kill bonus, but I just can't bring myself to play this. There's not really much of a point. But if you are still sub 400 light, this is still one of those activities that can reward you with 400 light gear. And of course, finally for the weekly rituals, we have the featured raid. This week is Crota's End. The two challenges active are the Deathsinger Challenge and the Crota Challenge. I posted a guide on the Crota's End Challenge last night, so click the link in the description to watch that video if you want to learn how to complete it. Now, one of the biggest additions to the tower is a weekly reroll on the weapons and armor that are sold by the tower vendors. Now, the tower already has some great weapons as is, but now we have a weekly chance of landing some seriously great rolls. Starting with the Crucible Quartermaster, I highly recommend checking out the Palindrome. We already had a pretty great roll, but the one available this week is even better. The first column you have a choice between Outlaw and Icarus, and of course I recommend Outlaw. And then you have a choice between Rifled, Barreled, and High Caliber rounds, and then of course we have Reactive Reload, which gets you that extra damage when reloading after a kill. This is going to work perfectly in hand with Outlaw, and especially combined with the fact that it has Sure Shot IS, I want to say this is a nearly perfect roll. Moving on to the faction vendors, we'll start with my main man Arak Jalal, and he's got a pretty killer Keystone 01. I myself am not a huge fan of the high impact scout rifles, but I feel like I have to give this a chance. It's got Extended Mag, Triple Tap, and Firefly. These perks work really well together, especially Extended Mag and Triple Tap, and you're going to absolutely melt through PvE activities. But finally, moving on to Future War Cult, and they've got some pretty decent rolls on many of the weapons. First up, we got some pretty decent rolls on the Waltz with high caliber rounds, Outlaw, and Counterbalance. If you like your high rate of fire pulse rifles, this is the one to check out this week. Next up, we have a great roll for the Wounded, starting with a choice between Extended Mag and Full Auto, Small Bore and Outlaw, and the final perk is Hidden Hand. So yeah, some pretty great rolls there, and then they've got the Warpath with tracking, so if you need a legendary rocket launcher with tracking, here you go. Anyways, that wraps up a quick look at the weapons available from the tower vendors this week. I have to say the top picks are that Palindrome and the Keystone 01, so I definitely recommend checking those out, and that is assuming of course you can go without having one of those new exotic Adept Elemental primaries in your primary slot. Now of course there are a ton of weapons out there, so let me know in the comments below if you found another great weapon with incredible rolls. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time. Earlier this morning, Bungie dropped their first teaser for Destiny 2, titled Last Call. The teaser gives us some pretty strong hints at the events that will perhaps set up the main story of the game. The teaser starts Cait 6, and I absolutely love the style and direction they've taken with this teaser.